Nationwide, there's been no shortage of empty supermarket shelves, but that doesn't seem to be the case for Ron's Supermarket in Pittsburgh. You'll learn why coming up.
Plus, the first ever bear hunting season is underway in Missouri. We're going to hear from an official with the State Department of Conservation.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Across our country, supply chain issues have resulted in product shortages and empty store shelves. But many popular 4-state grocery stores say they've managed to avoid the mess. This is KOAM News at 6. KOAM's Mike Mahoney spoke to the owner of Ron's Supermarket in Pittsburgh and store managers throughout the 4-state area to learn more.
Supply, shipping, and trucking issues have led to higher prices and empty shelves at stores across the country, and it's got many shoppers concerned. A new survey from Oracle says 52% of Americans have responded by getting a head start on their holiday shopping. But when it comes to keeping the pantry stocked, 4-staters may be in luck. The owner of Ron's Supermarket in Pittsburgh says planning ahead has his grocery store ready for the holidays.
We have not experienced the supply chain issues that we were experiencing a year ago. There are a few things here and there, but we work very closely with our suppliers to make sure that when we see something coming, we prepare for it, order in advance.
And it's not just Ron's Supermarket that says shoppers can find what they need. KOAM also reached out to Apple Market in Columbus, King Cash Saver in Carthage, Harps in Joplin, and Food for Less in Joplin, and only Food for Less told us they are having issues keeping items in stock. The other grocery stores say shoppers don't have to take any extra steps to get what they need for a holiday feast.
We are looking at our turkey supply chain as far as our meat shop, and right now we're in good shape, so we haven't started any pre-ordering for customers on that just yet because we know we're getting everything we're supposed to.
A few shoppers spoke to KOAM about their recent shopping experiences and say for the most part they've been able to find what they were looking for without much hassle.
I do a lot of shopping all over, all the way down into Joplin, Carthage, but I do most of my shopping in Pittsburgh, and I do various places, Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart. I haven't encountered any problems whatsoever.
In Pittsburgh, Mike Mahoney, KOAM News.
The owner of Ron's Supermarket also says he predicts the few supply chain issues he's encountered will improve following the holiday season. Brings us to today's KOAM News Now Instapoll. Today's question, are you having more difficulty than usual finding your groceries? You can participate in the poll at koamnewsnow.com/vote or through the KOAM News Now mobile app. Results are updated live, and we're going to check in on them a little bit later in this newscast. Yesterday, U.S. Senator from Missouri Josh Hawley introduced a bill to take aim at the supply chain issues. The Make in America to Sell America Act would identify critical goods to the U.S. for an annual report. It would also require corporations to make a certain percentage of product here in America.
So I would say to all of those big multinational corporations, if you want to sell critical goods in the United States, you got to make at least half of it in the United States. That would secure our supply chains and give us good paying jobs. It would put us in a position of strength.
Holly says the identified critical goods from the annual report would be subject to local content requirements. Doug Heddy, once again, a beautiful fall day in the 4 states.
Yeah, it's turned out to be a great Thursday for us today. Quite a bit cooler than what we have seen so far this week, about 10 to 15 degrees cooler during the afternoon hours for us today. But pretty much mostly sunny skies. We've had some clouds kind of sneaking in over the past couple hours. A little band of clouds is going to roll through as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. But we're going to stay on the dry side as we work through the night. Temperatures dropping back upper 50s in southwestern Missouri, and then we have still low to mid 60s on the Kansas and the Oklahoma side, but kind of chilly tonight. I think most of us will drop back through the 60s, 50s, 40s, and then all the way down into the low to mid 40s for overnight lows. We do warm up a bit tomorrow. Also thunderstorms, even a severe threat in the forecast for the weekend. We'll look at that here in just a bit.
See you then. The Jasper County Health Department reports 4 more COVID-19 deaths. Health officials say the patients were 3 men in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, and a woman in her 60s. The latest deaths bring the county's total to 231. Mercy Hospital leaders today kick off the hospital's 125th anniversary celebration. They gathered at the site where the hospital's founders, the Sister of Mercy, first stepped foot in Joplin. Today, the Griffin Building sits on this land, but 125 years ago, it was a train station. Today's event is part of a year-long celebration for Mercy Hospital.
Our purpose isn't finished here in Joplin. We feel like that we have a lot to contribute to this community, to help continue to grow this community, to continue to help meet the needs, the healthcare needs of this community. So we actually feel like that we have the best days ahead of us.
Mercy was the first full-fledged hospital in Joplin. The 10-bed hospital was at the corner of 10th and Virginia. Monday was the beginning of Missouri's first official bear hunting season. The Missouri Department of Conservation says the state's bear population has grown to the point that a hunting season would be beneficial. 400 hunters were drawn at random and have been split up into different hunting zones. Missouri officials say this new hunting season is no different than others.
And this is all based on the basic principle of allowing hunters to harvest game, but at the same time not impact the population where it can't recover. That's the way all our hunting seasons are set up. Bear season is no different.
State says the increased bear population is good for the state. Not only did it create a new hunting season, but it means the state's biodiversity is growing. Coming up, volunteers in Carl Junction build a play set at the home of a 4-year-old who's battling leukemia. Plus, the University of Missouri suspends all fraternity activities after a student is hospitalized with alcohol poisoning.
Thank you, 4 states, for Roper Honda.
Volunteers helped create a new play set for a local 4-year-old fighting cancer. Volunteers started construction at 9 this morning, and a few hours later, they revealed the new set to Gabe Garrison and his family. The 4-year-old Carl Junction kid is fighting leukemia, and today he is a pretty happy kid.
Hey, Mommy, I love you. Yeah, this is the best prize ever.
He had his last dose of vincristine, he's taking his last dose of steroids, and then he'll be
Hey, Dad, I got a toy.
end of treatment,
Here,
done with
Daddy.
chemo December 5th. So this is like icing on the cake. Like, we're getting this great news, and it's just so much better because now they have this awesome play set.
The Rock Solid Foundation and Backyard Discovery Program helped make the donation possible. Good for them. Area students explore life in the 1800s in historic Cato, Kansas. The 1869 Cato Schoolhouse is once again hosting Cato Days, which continues into Saturday. Students today got a look at Civil War weapons, blacksmithing, and how farm-to-table worked way back then. Organizers also had an Osage tribe teepee set up along with items the tribe would have used.
They get to hear musical presentations. They get some good ham and beans, which is home cooked by our cowboy chef, and it's delicious. And then the hay rack ride is just the culminating activity.
Pumpkin?
On Saturday, you can take part in a ham and bean feed at noon, a wagon ride, and more. Go to koamnewsnow.com/events for more information. A salmonella outbreak is infecting a lot of people in Oklahoma, and the CDC has put out a warning. The agency says we should check the origins of our onions. The outbreak has been linked to red, white, and yellow onions imported from Chihuahua, Mexico, and distributed by ProSource Inc. The CDC says so far there have been roughly 650 illnesses across 37 states, with the most infections across Oklahoma, Texas, and Virginia. The University of Missouri has suspended all fraternity activities after a report of a freshman with alcohol poisoning. Happened early yesterday at Phi Gamma Delta. The suspension includes social events and university-sanctioned activities. The Interfraternity Council voted to support that decision. The student in this latest incident was found unresponsive, taken to the hospital. No word on that student's condition. Later, Pittsburgh State football is on the final stretch of the season, and they hope to finish strong, starting with a win against Missouri Western.
Plus, we have some thunderstorms back in the forecast for the weekend. We're going to check that out coming up.
This are two
in Branson.
It definitely turned out to be a pretty nice Thursday for us today. Temperatures a little bit cooler than what we have seen over the past couple days, but very nice, crisp fall evening as the sun is setting outside for us. Right now, actually, it's going through that process. Fantastic Friday for us. Tomorrow we warm back up into the 70s. Thunderstorms tomorrow night into Saturday morning. More thunderstorms on Sunday. Some of those could be strong to severe. Of course, you can get my long-range forecast on my month-long blog. That is KOAMnewsnow.com. Look at our temps. Kind of cool. Upper 50s in Missouri, and then we have lower 60s on the Oklahoma and the Kansas side. But everybody's going to drop back as we go through the evening hours. Looks great. Nice shot as the sun sets. Currently outside at 59. West, northwesterly winds 5 to 10. Humidity is at about 51%. Through the evening hours, we'll slide back through the 50s, 40s, down into the lower 40s later on tonight. So kind of chilly once again, but we're going to start to warm things back up just a bit as we head into tomorrow. Not much going on here, just a few mid and upper level clouds kind of streaming in, a little cloud deck out across central and western parts of Kansas. So we are going to get some clouds tonight, but we are going to stay on the dry side. Let's go west. Here's our next storm system. It's going to shoot over the Rockies and then slide in by the time we head into the weekend, giving us chances for showers and thunderstorms. Tonight's going to be okay. We do have the clouds passing by. Chilly start during the morning hours. We get southerly winds as we go through the day, and our temperatures will start to warm right back up through the 40s, 50s, 60s, into lower 70s during the afternoon. So here's your day planner. 44 to start, 67 by noon, high temp is 73. South winds, they're going to be light at about 5 to 10. Let's move into the evening hours. We got high school football. Clouds will increase, but temperatures are going to be great. Most of us will be sitting into the mid 60s. And then after midnight, scattered showers and thunderstorms start to pop up. Some of these could be kind of strong as we go into early Saturday morning. Here's 8 a.m. So all Saturday morning, we're going to have a complex of storms that rotate through the area. I think by the afternoon, most of these will lift north, and then we look pretty good. So Saturday afternoon and evening should be okay. And some of those storms on Saturday morning could be on the strong side, give us some heavy amounts of rain. Then Saturday night, thunderstorms will get going again out across central Kansas. But for us, we got to watch out for Sunday as well. As the main cold front heads in, Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, showers, thunderstorms. Some of those storms could be strong to possibly severe. So we need to watch that as we go into Sunday afternoon. And then it looks like this front's going to drop through, and then we cool down just a bit by the time Monday rolls around. But thunderstorm chances stick around early next week. 73 tomorrow, upper 70s over the weekend. Morning storms Saturday, afternoon storms on Sunday. We kind of hold into the 70s. And look at late next week, high temps back into the 60s.
Yeah, loving those highs. Overnight lows, that's downright chilly.
Yeah, getting kind of cool.
Yes, thanks, Doug. Coming up in sports, we're going to hear from the Kansas City Chiefs as they prepare for Sunday's game against the Titans. And the Pitt State Gorillas aim to finish the season strong with just 4 games to go. Jacob Leonard has that and more coming up.
Doug Henning.
The Pittsburgh State Gorillas are 5-2 heading into the final month of the regular season. Now, this weekend, the Gorillas hit the road against Missouri Western in Week 8. Now, with just 4 games to go, Pitt State is hoping to finish the season strong and at least give themselves a shot to keep playing in late November.
The Pittsburgh State Gorillas know where they stand through 7 weeks of the MIAA season.
We're in a position where we're still playing meaningful games here throughout the stretch of the season, and that's a good place to be. Certainly could be 2 games better, and you always can look back on those things and dwell on that, but we have to continue to move forward and continue to get better.
We go out and we prepare every week to win every game, and so that hasn't changed. And we've ran into a lot of adversity, which isn't anything unlike what we deal with every year, and I think we've done a great job of handling that.
Pitt State is 5-2 heading into the weekend. They sit in 3rd place in the MIAA with just 4 games left. Each game as important as the next.
It'll be a grind here one in which we'll take 1 week at a time.
Coach Wright does a great job of making sure we take every week one at a time and game by game and make sure we're focused on who we're playing that week.
For us to pass the test that we're looking to pass, we've got to make it through this and be playing our best football.
It starts with a road trip to Missouri Western on Saturday.
They are an exceptional football team. Continue to watch the film all week long and see all the good things that they do in all three phases.
They got guys that play really hard, and you can tell that their schemes are really well put together.
They're very athletic. Been really impressed with Coach Williamson and his staff and how they've recruited over the last couple of years and the caliber of player that they bring in there.
Pitt State's game at Missouri Western kicks off at 4 p.m. Saturday in St. Joe. The Kansas City Chiefs will also be on the road this weekend, taking on the Tennessee Titans. Kansas City has made it back to 500, sitting at 3-3 after last week's blowout win over Washington. Now, we kind of already know this, but the Chiefs' offense has been special once again this season. They're one of just 3 teams averaging more than 300 total yards per week, and they're far and away the best team in the league on third down, converting 60% of their third down tries.
The coaches do a great job of of telling us what to expect on third downs. And I think guys, at the end of the day, guys get open. I threw a couple short passes the other day, like with Jarrett McKinnon, and he freaking breaks 5 tackles to get a first down. Guys get vertical. They know where the sticks are. And I think having good first and second down as well and keeping us in those third and short situations helps out that a lot as well.
Tonight is quarterfinal night in the Missouri Class 4 state softball bracket. Now we have 2 local teams still alive in Class 4 in Webb City and Nevada. Now Webb City is on the road tonight facing the Rolla Bulldogs. Right now, Rolla leads that one 7-6 in the top of the 5th inning. As for Nevada, they dropped their game to Platte County 10-0 in 5 innings. We'll have post-game reaction from that Nevada game and we'll have the latest on the Webb City game right here tonight at 10. And that's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. Rex McDaniel served in the U.S. Marine Corps from 1942 to 1968. The Joplin native was stationed in the South Pacific, and we salute Sergeant Major Rex McDaniel, a 4-state hero. Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. A little bit later tonight because of football. We're going to have more on the first ever bear hunting season in Missouri. Plus, Missouri Southern students get into the fall spirit with a pumpkin carving event and how higher gas prices are driving down revenue for retailers. Those stories, a lot more, of course, is coming up tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14 after football. All right, let's take another look at our KOAM News Now Insta poll. Again, we're asking, are you having more difficulty than usual finding your groceries? At this point, 37% say yeah, but the majority, 63%, say no problem, really. You still have time to vote at KOAMNewsNow.com/vote or through the KOAM News Now mobile app. We are going to have the final results on this poll on KOAM News at 10. In the meantime, while you're not watching football, you might want to sneak outside because it's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's a very nice evening out there. Kind of a crisp fall evening, but we're going to drop back into the low to mid 40s later on tonight. 73 tomorrow, so Friday looks fantastic. Thunderstorms tomorrow night into Saturday morning, and then again by Sunday afternoon, Monday and Tuesday as well.
Final sports note.
I'm going to go enjoy that weather here in just a few minutes. Columbus High School football, Thursday night action, district matchup against Caney Valley. We'll have those highlights right here tonight at 10.
Great night for it. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.
Salon service